Welcome to the Recon Trader. In today's video, I will show you how you can use psychological price levels to help identify possible support or resistance levels or possible breakout or breakdown opportunities when trading cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin. Now, if you're not familiar with psychological price levels, they are typically round numbers like 28,000. You can see on the chart here, it would be one of those psychological price levels. And price tends to act predictably as it approaches or hits or breaks through a psychological price barrier, thus leading to trading opportunities. So, with that all being said, let's take a look at how you can use the Recon Psychological Price Levels Indicator to identify support, resistance, or breakout or breakdown opportunities. And we can start over here on the Bitcoin USDT 4-hour chart over here on Binance. If I add the Recon Psychological Price Levels Indicator to the chart, you will see the yellow lines would be those price levels, and I can make adjustments to the indicator by simply clicking on the settings cog, and then like for the spacing, if I want more psychological levels to appear, I could drop this down to 25,000, and that will drop in more lines. In this case, every $250 on Bitcoin's price would then be a psychological level. And you can see, for instance, right over here, that is a valid level of resistance where that would be 26,750. Bitcoin's price has been kind of bumping into that and then it sells off. Or if I want fewer lines on the chart, I can bump this up to 100,000 for Bitcoin's chart in particular, and that will then only drop in the price levels every $1,000 in Bitcoin's case. Now, depending on the asset you're trading and its current price, the spacing size will vary, and you'll have to dial it in to meet your objective for that particular chart. In this case, I'm going to stick with 50,000. And that will draw in levels every $500 on Bitcoin's price. Now, number of levels, again, you can play with that. Default's 18. If I drop that into 3, then I will end up with 3 levels above and 3 levels below the current price. But obviously, since I created this indicator, I go with the default because that's the number I prefer, and that's 18. And so now with all the psychological price levels dropped in, you can see numerous spots where these price levels act as resistance. For instance, right here around the 27,500 level, this had been a previous level of resistance. And if we jump forward, you can see it also acted as a level of resistance. And so you can make a mental note, if Bitcoin's price was to push back up towards 27.5, maybe look at a rejection, or if the price broke through that level like it did right here, you might get long and see the price push up and then get rejected again at one of these psychological levels right around 28.5. Now on the flip side, if the price does reject again at 27.5, you might get short when the price actually breaks down below, say, 27,000, like it does right here on this candle, and you can see it sells off all the way down here once again to one of these psychological price levels of around 25.5. It wicks down below that, but you can see buyers essentially stepping up at this psychological level. 25.5 is a psychological level right now for Bitcoin where buyers start to step up and push the price up. And on the top side, you see the big wicks up into 27.5. That is where the sellers are stepping up and selling. And so you have this sell-off here, and again, if you did the same thing when the price came up and rejected here, you could have gotten short here, and then the price sells off once again right into this psychological level of around 25.5. Again, you see the big wicks on the bottoms of these candles. That's the buyers stepping up. Again, the psychological levels are where buyers or sellers might stack up a lot of orders. They might have entries or stop losses at these levels. Thus, you will often see reversals in a trend, or perhaps a trend continuation once the price breaks through one of these psychological levels. And so, yes, I could just easily eyeball and see this is a psychological level in this area, and clearly down here we have a psychological level of support. However, rather than taking the time to try to eyeball where are these levels coming in at, I basically created this indicator to make it a little bit easier. Now, I typically only use this indicator on your longer time frames, whether it's the 4-hour, the 1 hour, the daily candles. I don't typically use it on the shorter time frames, but this indicator could be utilized on a variety of different time frames. For example, if we jump over here to the 1 hour time frame, you can see where the price back here was chopping in between 27,000 and 27,500, and once it broke down below that 27,000 level, the price sold off. And then it finally found support around 25.5, chopped in between 25.5 and 26,000. Once it broke above 26,000, the price took off. And so again, having these lines dropped in could give me some extra intel without having to actually stare at the chart and figure out where these levels are. Now, if you want to add an alert based on one of these psychological levels being breached, you would just come over here to the alert button, give that a click, and then from the condition, you would drop down and scroll down to psychological price levels for the indicator, and then the condition would be psychological price level breached. And then as far as the trigger goes, I'm really only interested in once per bar closed, and then I can name the alert something like price breach, and you could add a message down here like alert fired, click create. And then if you click on the alarm clock over here on the right hand side of your screen, you will see the alert has been added, price breach. And if the price closes, in this case right now, if Bitcoin's price can get above 26,000 and close above that, I would receive an alert. Now, if you wanted to actually add this indicator to your chart, it is a private indicator and you would need a link to this indicator to add it to your chart. Now, how do you get the link? Well, I dropped that link down in the description below in my members only videos. So you would actually need to have access to the members only videos, and you can become a YouTube channel member simply by clicking on the join button, and then you select what level you want to join as and click join, and that would get you access to all of my members only videos, and in those videos I drop a link to my private indicators. So I think that's enough jaw-jacking for this video. I do continue to create new indicators, so you might want to shoot that subscribe button so you don't miss future videos about new indicators I've created. If you like this video, do me a favor, spike a like. If you have questions or comments, drop them in the comment section down below. And until next time, remember, never send your money into battle without first doing your recon. See you in the next video.